What have I learned about life? Well, I can tell you that simply in 3 words. It goes on. I've always loved the high life, the glitz, the glamour, the parties, and no one threw a party like my friend Gerald Wyndham Wade. Gerald was always smiling, always pleased to see you. He was one of the well-to-do high society set. You know the type. Everybody wanted to be at Gerald's parties. He knew all the right people, but best of all, he was great fun to be around. So that night, I did as I always did. I started by mingling with the host for a bit, and then I'd go off and start working my way around the room. I liked that, the meeting people. It was all so exciting. And what made it exciting was that at these parties, you never knew who you were going to bump into. The atmosphere was fantastic. The smell of it, the taste of it, it was great. Everywhere you looked, people were enjoying themselves. They were the right kind of people, having the right kind of fun. And in the middle of it all was Gerald.
And get this right, if you got too close to it, it squirted water out of you. All over the place. It was quite a thing, you know. I kind of thought about getting one for here, but I didn't think it was appropriate. Oh, I noticed if you haven't treats. Shall we? Yeah, it's calling for you.
Our host was on top form that night. He was taking care of everyone, making sure everyone felt good. Well, almost everyone.
Oh, I noticed you got a... It's not... It's rather nice. That's right. What do you think? Oh, yeah, I'm... afraid it's a fake. It's a fake. You should pay these guys. It's really not acceptable. Minimum wage, having to go through...
Now, at these parties, there were always plenty of pretty girls, but of course, there would be. You'll always find a pretty girl at a party like this. If it was any other night, I'd have had my eye on any number of them, but that night, I had my eye on only one. The beautiful Miss Anna Beresford. There was no one else quite like her. She was attractive, elegant, sophisticated, and best of all, she was on her own. I got talking to a couple of pretty girls sitting close to Anna, but all the while I was thinking about how I was going to play it. I knew I had to pick the right time. Then, as Anna walked past me on her way outside, I knew then that that was the right time. So how did I play it? How does a cool guy like me play it in a situation like that? Very simple. You play it cool.
Beautiful night, isn't it?
Yes, lovely for the time.
Yes, it is.
Very warm.
Yes, I noticed you looked rather hot.
Well, it's rather stuffy inside, and I guess you didn't come out here to talk to me about the weather.
Actually, I did. I wanted to talk to you about the weather. Whether or not you and I might have a drink together.
Impressive. Good looks and a personality.
Yes, you have.
You're good at this, aren't you? Of course, we'd set tongues wagging, the gossips would have a field day.
So might we.
How true. Well then, Mr. Kendall Barrett, shall we give them something to talk about?
You know my name, then?
Oh, yes.
Just my name?
I know a great deal about you.
You don't know anything about me.
Really? Let's see then, shall we? You're James Kendall Barrett. You're 30 years old. Educated very highly both here and on the continent. You've become very successful at whatever it is you do in the city. You're well-traveled, well-connected, well-cultured, and you give generously to charity, and you keep a cat. Now, how's that?
Like I said, You don't know anything about me. After you.
Back inside, the party had started to get going. The whole place had begun to get busier and louder. And there I was, sitting in the corner with Anna, trying to work my charm, and she couldn't hear a single word I was saying. I couldn't wait to get away. Luckily, nor could she. I thought we'd be able to slip out quietly through the crowd without anyone noticing us, but, as it happened, someone did. Gerald. The one time I didn't want to see him, and there he was, large as life and the worse for wear. But in the state he was in, it was pretty easy to give him the slip. I took Anna by the hand and away we went. We left our host standing there. Well, almost.
I don't think we could have walked down a darker street.
Thought that would have suited you. What with you being a man of mystery.
Mystery.
Yes. You're a bit of a mystery, you know.
I thought you knew everything about me.
Very funny. A lot of girls wonder about you.
What is it they wonder?
One of the most eligible men in London, and they don't know the one thing they really want to know.
Which is?
Is there a wife? A girlfriend?
No wife. No girlfriend.
Really? That's good to know.
Now you do know something about me.
Ah. So, all work and no pleasure, is it?
Not much time for anything else. Of course. That could all be different.
Work and pleasure in equal measure. That's what they say, isn't it?
Yes, I believe it is.
That's another thing I wanted to know about your work.
Yeah, I wish you had another question.
Yes, I have. What are you doing tomorrow for lunch? That's if you're not too busy.
I'd love to.
I think I might have just asked you out, haven't
Yes, I think you have.
You must think me forward. I hope you don't mind me asking you like
No.
that.
I hoped you would. Your house down there, is it?
Follow me.
So I'd got her that far. As I saw her to the door, I remember thinking to myself, whatever move you make next, make sure it's your best.
Thank you for escorting me home.
My pleasure.
And for a lovely evening.
My pleasure.
I guess this is the good night part then.
Yes, it is. I'll pick you up here tomorrow at 12:30.
Fine.
Great. Well, I guess this is the good night part then.
Yes.
Good night, Anna.
Good night.
You must think me forward. I hope you didn't mind me kissing you like that.
No. I hoped you would.
You know, someday I might forget all about this, but one thing I'll never forget was how beautiful she looked that night. The next day, I had to do something I really didn't want to do. I had to make a call I really didn't want to make. But you see, in my line of work, sometimes you have to make those calls.
Anna, it's James. Hope you're well. Listen, Anna, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to make it today. Something's come up, something urgent, important. I have to travel abroad. Business. Heading to the airport now, actually. I'm sorry, it's one of those things. I really did want to see you again. I do want to see you again. I hope you do too. Listen, if you want, I'm back in a couple of days. Maybe we could do something then. Text me if you want to do that. If you don't, well, I understand. Bye, Anna. Hope to hear from you soon.
It was time to put it all behind me. I had work to do.
Ready?
Ready?
All right, let's do it.
I let Billy lead the way. And as he kept watch, I got into position. And got ready. For another day's work.
All right, gather round, ladies and gentlemen, gather round. Time's ticking, and time is what I'm selling. Only the finest watches for you people, eh? Now, if someone sees something like this, you'll be to know they're seeing something of quality, eh? Quality is what I'm selling. Anything you like, darling, anything for your missus? Eh? How much? Which one do you like, eh? All original. This one? Eh? Anything for you, 50 quid, eh? Let's go pure gold, yeah? 2 watches, which one's this one? Yeah? This one, 100 bob for you, yeah? Hey, look at that quality, look at that quality. Right, pure gold right here. See, nice. Right, I'll do that here, yeah?
And that is the first part of my story. Where does it go from here? Well, I can tell you that simply in 3 words. It goes on.